then I have to do it. I'll do it. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. This saved at a very inconvenient spot, because I don't remember what we were saying at all. Transcript, perfect. You're so annoying. Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Oh, Nekomaru. You're the disgusting one. The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now, how will you guys be able to figure it out? An unconventional weapon that also appeared in the game. If we're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear, then I have to do it, I'll do it. I mean, in the game, I kind of had the feeling that the weapon might be the, fish tank, but there was no fish tank in the, in real life. Maybe it was the metal baseball bat coated in blood, right? Except for part of me is like, it's too obvious. It's too obvious, but really, you know, the, what's Occam's razor? I'm too sleepy to remember the exact wording, but, you know, sometimes when it's obvious, it's because it's right, you know? Okay. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I need to tell you about regarding the white noise in the non-stop debates. Some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't be able to destroy them in one shot. That's kind of bullshit. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot at them with the silencer, but unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. By the way, if your difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. You get the gist, right? It appears that the debate is getting tougher, so I've obtained some very useful information. I heard there's a guy named Gun something. Apparently he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Are you talking about Gundam? Gun something. I wonder who it is. Was I out of line just now? Well then, good luck and have fun. That good luck and have fun thing drives me insane because it reminds me of my, like, old roommate. Broken fish tank. A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about the broken glass? Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head? Then she attacked her with the fish tank. That's too big to be a weapon. Yeah, the piano, yes, that's... Why are you going even bigger? The investigation conducts universal chaos. It's on that big of a scale, too. How about beating her with gravel? If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains. Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it? She beat her to death with her fists. We're gonna have to... Can we take a look? Was there blood in the photo of the vase? There didn't appear to be. So what the fuck is the murder weapon? I mean, like, it looked like the bat had blood on it. Is a bat even one of the options that we have? It has to be. Is it victim's crime scene photo? No, there's like nothing in there. This one doesn't have a bat in the photo. Fuck. What are the options? I think we have to try broken fish tank. Oh, the fucking... I think we have to agree with the fish tank for now.
音楽室にあった凶器ね。割れたガラスの破片でどうよ。死因はオーダじゃねえのか。では水槽でどついたのです。
Ah, god damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to slow that down. Ugh. Okay, well that actually connected, but it didn't, like, it hit, but it wasn't the correct answer. If anybody has any suggestions, you're more than welcome to chip in. But, like, most of the things in the truth bullet don't even relate to, like, the weapons. It's like the killer's escape route, the stolen school swimsuit, which has nothing to do with this. Like, really, the one that I want to use, the broken vase photo, is not even a fucking option. Do we use the victim's crime scene photo versus had bloodstains because there's nothing, so it's a contradiction? Like, we can see that there's no objects in here that have bloodstains? Time's up! Oh shit, I didn't even notice. Okay, let's restart this. Maybe I shouldn't have skipped through all of that, because I actually think this is the first time I've died in this. So that was all new dialogue. Yes, let's retry. Yeah, I just don't get the connection they're trying to get me to make. Like, I don't get it. The clue that they're talking about is a weapon, but there are no truth bullets that have anything to do with weapons. Okay, you know what? I'm looking it up. Give me a second. I refuse to sit here and try 5 truth bullets worth of things against literally everything. Really? It's the swimsuit? Oh my god, that is so stupid. That is so stupid. That is, like, the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, swimsuit against gravel. I don't know how that makes any sense. I suppose I should have been suspicious because it's the statement that has the most white noise around it. We agree with this. What, did they, like, stuff the swimsuit full of, like, a couple handfuls of gravel and then use it as, like, a mace of some sort? You know, just smack her in the back of the head with a swimsuit stuffed full of gravel? I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim. My goodness, I got it right, and I was just throwing things out there. I still would really like you guys to explain how you think this works. Just as I thought, I'm chosen by the gods. You're not chosen at all, and gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon. What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag? A bag? What kind of bag? If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon. Would it, though? would it... I disagree, but whatever. Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the Ace Attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea. But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. By the way, Prods, I'm sure that you probably have to work this morning, so if you got a raid and run, don't worry about it. Thank you for sharing your community with me, and thank you for the raid. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later. How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now? The happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy. But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D. Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right? Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean? The piece of vase that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it. It's okay. I made sure to throw it away. And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it, and they ended up getting into an argument. And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her. But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death. She probably made her unconscious by accident, and from there she couldn't go back. So Mikan here, this is my choice for who killed Mahiru. Because Mikan is the ultimate nurse, and she's been doing autopsies, and she said that Mahiru died instantly, that she didn't suffer. However, in some of the evidence that we have, it shows that the blood stains are smeared. And so yes, technically Mahiru could have been dragged and positioned the way that she was, but we've had several pieces of dialogue and a piece of evidence say that Mahiru crawled through, it looked as if Mahiru had crawled through the blood stain. So I'm like, okay, Mikan, why are you saying that she died instantly if she crawled through the blood stain? I somewhat understand that feeling. You can. That's pretty scary. But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day, or the game's last day. I might as well ask, just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E? So Girl E, do we know who Girl E was? No, we don't know who Girl E is. We know who... We know who the person, like the dead body that they found that started this all was. That was Fuyuhiko's sister. Girl E's killer. Right now, the only person I can think of is that guy. Guy F. Because Girl E killed his sister. It should have been Guy F. A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister. But Guy F is... Not. It's just a story in a video game, isn't it? That's all you can say? If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you. Would it, though? He's not on trial for the murder of Girl E. Girl E was not part of this classroom. I don't think he can be punished by the rules of Danganronpa for this. Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident? That is... I'm terribly sorry, but... They don't remember. That's obvious, because their school memories were like totally stolen. Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer. No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko. Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy. You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now. But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated. No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. Victim's crime scene photo? Because they're very similar. No, it's that this one is like Mahiru's crime scene. Is it this? Oh, God. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. Okay, we're gonna do Girl E crime scene photo. I think this is it. Is that supposed to be proof that the game is relevant to Mahiru's murder? Nope. You know, they're just positioned the exact same way with the same weapon. How could they possibly be related, right? Seriously, why is this one so fucking opaque? Maybe the metal bat. Schwenkman, hello, how's it going? I am struggling today. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm gonna try the bat. They have the same murder weapon? There we go. I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house. And girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection. Someone must have wanted to split her head open in the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right? You better cut that out right now. There's no way a stupid game could be the motive. You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge. If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just gonna go around in circles. You tell her, Peko. We needed you in the first game to tell people to stop running off like mad. And it's true. Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious? What are you... I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer. Is the redhead the one that was saying boys need to protect the girls? Yeah. She kind of looked like Wendy from the fast food franchise Wendy's. She was the photographer who had some gender role ideas that I didn't really agree with that was holding her back from being best girl. Trap? What do you mean? The true killer played that game and most likely found out about the relationship between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko. Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and then used the game motive as their cover? Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko? I mean, admittedly, so Hiyoko is girl B. Girl B is an asshole. Mahiru is girl D. And in the game, it showed that like girl D and girl E possibly had some sort of romantic relationship going on. And right now, like, on the island, Hiyoko has become very attached to Mahiru. So if we found out that, like, the reason... Well, no, because she's bullying girl A. I'm like, if we found out that the reason why Hiyoko was being so mean was the fact that she had a crush on her and was bullying her because of that, which is bullshit, but it does happen. And it's definitely used in media, then that would kind of explain why she got so... she could be mad enough to kill. But that's not the person that she was bullying. Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer. What is this? I can, like, only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet clogging bitch? Rude. Ugh, time for a non-stop debate. Footprints on the beach. I feel like this is gonna be it. To show that she ran away from the beach house. What are you saying, your four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean. Why do you doubt Hiyoko? Do you know where Hiyoko was today? She was at the scene of the crime. Make no mistake, Hiyoko went to the beach house. That was the scene of the crime. No matter what you say, this truth cannot be disputed. Oh, that's right. That was a disagreement. Shit. I was trying to agree with her. Yes, you did. Okay. Yeah, I got too excited there. There. Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hiyoko. Seriously, I told you I didn't. But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours? There is also the fact that we saw you running away from the area crying. You know? I don't have such ugly footprints. They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Hiyoko, you really need a couple of good smacks. Like, you are such an unpleasant person. Don't decide that based on ugliness. Hmm? They're not Hiyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints exactly. Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo. Also, aren't you all the same age? Like, for real. And plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Would it be wrong to slap a child in this scenario? I don't think so. I think it would be perfectly acceptable. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance. A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against? I mean, that does make sense. Like, really, there's no reason why you would exit the beachside. You would enter the beachside door. Because you'd have to walk around the entire building for no reason. You would go in the roadside door, get changed if you were allowed to. Like, normally, you would get changed. And then you would walk out the beachside door to go to the water. And with Mahiru leaning up against it, it makes sense that she would have had to exit the other door. Are you saying that when the person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet? The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hiyoko? Ah, I remember now. I remember when I went to the beach house. So you finally decided to confess. I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine. I've never heard of that daily routine before. And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk. Akane, you're being too gullible. I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all. Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying. Huh? It's a lie? People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily trust a Yakuza to tell the truth about everything, but they can still point out bullshit when they see it. Child. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying? Tungsten has now been made the second densest thing known to man right underneath the comment. Yep. There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that. I just want to shove her. I want to push her over. Letter on Mahiru is gonna be it. I did go to the beach house, but only during my morning walk. There we go. Don't even need to see the rest of it. Don't even need to see the rest of it. I want to knock her over like a domino. Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter? I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the time and place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It'd be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hiyoko Sayonji. That letter. It's the one Mahiru had, right? I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her. What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know. Oh snap, I remember now. I totally saw you. Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you around 30 minutes later, so it would have been around 3:30 p.m.
14時30分に小泉と待ち合わせして、そこであいつを殺して逃げたとすると。
I see. So she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, and then ran away afterwards.
相田が西園寺を見かけた15時30分は妥当な時間と言えるだろうな。
I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko. I mean, really, it depends on how long it takes you to kill someone, right? You're wrong. You're totally wrong. Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right? No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
怪しいっすね。
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
事実なんだから仕方ねえだろ。
It's the truth. Deal with it.
そいつのことは放っておけ。それ以上追求しても無駄だろう。
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further.
とにかくその手紙とソーダの目撃が物語っている。西園寺はビーチハウスで小泉と会っていたのだ。
Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
だから知らないんだってば。そんな手紙なんて書いてないもん。
Seriously, I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I mean, like, here's a pen and a piece of paper. Write something. We need to compare your handwriting.
本当だもん。本当に知らないんだもん。
I'm telling the truth. I really, really don't know.
これはマジ泣きかな？嘘泣きかな？
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
どうせ嘘泣きじゃろ。
She's probably faking it.
おそらくそいつは最初から小泉を殺すつもりでビーチハウスに呼び出したのだろう。
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along.
だからこそ他の者に知られぬようわざわざ手紙で待ち合わせ場所を知らせたのだ。
That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. Why is there sand in the courtroom? There was sand in the courtroom? I didn't notice.
そしてビーチハウスに先回りしたお前はある場所に身を潜ませて小泉を待ち伏せしていたのだ。
And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru.
その証拠もちゃんと残っていたぞ。
Oh, there is. Yeah, the courtroom, the floor is all sand. I mean, Monokuma has a interesting design aesthetic, apparently. The only place I can think of where Hiyoko was hiding is probably that place, right? Oh, that's new. Select a suspicious spot. It's nice that they put the crosshair directly over it for me.
西園寺が潜んでた場所ってクローゼットのことか？
The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
ああそうだ。あそこにお菓子のグミが落ちていたのが証拠だ。
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is evidence.
西園寺、お前は好んでよくグミを食べていたな。
Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct? And gummies are pretty good. There's like a brand, it's called like Albanese or something like that. I don't know how to say it. But they have like these 14 flavor gummy bears. And they're so good. There's even mango ones that are good, and I fucking hate mango. They are delicious.
グミって何？そんなもの食べたことないよ。
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that before. You're a fucking liar, Hiyoko. We found them in your room.
謎の正体を捉えたぞ。
I have captured the true character of this mystery.
ビーチハウスに小泉を呼びつけた西園寺は使い魔のごとくクローゼットの中に身を潜ませ
Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar.
隙を見て悪霊のように小泉に襲いかかり、そしてビーチハウスから疾風のごとく去っていった。
When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
その際に小泉の死体がドアを塞いでしまったのは西園寺にとっても誤算だったはずだ。
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time.
そのせいでビーチ側のドアから出ていくしかなくなり、足跡を残してしまったんだろ。
Because of that, she was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up leaving footprints.
これで証明終了のようだ。破壊神暗黒四天王の出る幕もなかったわ。
We have presented the proof. My 4 dark divas of destruction didn't even need to come out.
罠だ。これは誰かの罠なんだ。
It's a trap. This is obviously someone's trap.
誰かって誰っすか？誰の罠なんすか？
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
あいつじゃないかな。ほら、あのお面のやつとか。
It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask. maybe?
お面のやつ？
The one with the mask.
ビーチハウスに怪しいお面が落ちてたでしょ？あれをかぶってたやつが本当の犯人とか。
There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
おめえがそのお面をかぶって小泉を殺したんだろ。
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right? That makes zero sense. If you're saying that Hiyoko lured Mahiru to the beach house with a note saying that she wanted to meet her, why would she wear a mask? Mahiru was waiting to meet her. She already had the jump on her. You know?
私があんな子供じみたお面かぶるわけないじゃん。脳みそ溶けてんじゃないの？
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
ええ、西園寺さんではありません。あのお面はキラキラちゃんのものですから。
That is right. It cannot be Hiyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice.
何ちゃん？
Huh? Sparkling what now?
あのお面が物語っています。この島にはキラキラちゃんが潜んでいるのです。
That mask says it all. Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island.
つまり、かのシリアルキラー、キラキラちゃんこそ小泉さんを殺した犯人なのです。
Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru.
貴様、それ以上わけのわからんことを言うと、この場で八つ咲きにするぞ。
Why, you... If you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from limb.
ソニアさんを責めんじゃねえよ。文化の違い、カルチャーショックってやつだ。
Don't blame Miss Sonia. Just a difference between cultures. A culture shock, you know?
サイオンジュ、いい加減認めたらどうじゃ。往生際が悪いぞ。
Hiyoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
悪いのはあんたらの頭だ。
It's all in your heads.
私は犯人なんかじゃないのに、なんで分かってくんないの？
Why can't you understand? I'm not the killer. It's true that Hiyoko is suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. Trash can, killer's escape route, gummy bag. I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru.
これは罠なんだって
I'm
ば。
telling you it's a trap.
お前さんがビーチハウスに行った
There's no doubt.
間違いないんだ。
You went to the beach house, right? That is...
クローゼットに隠れてた
And weren't you also hiding in the closet?
その時にグミを落とし
So
たんだろ
that's
う
when you
が
dropped the gummy.
で、隙を見て小泉を殺した後
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru.
ビーチハウスから逃げ
And
出したん
afterwards you
だ
fled from the beach house.
その時、幌側のドア
At the time, the door facing the road
小泉さんの死
was
体
blocked by the
で塞がれ
body.
てたから仕方なくビーチ
So you were
側
forced to
から
flee from the
逃げた
beachside entrance.
そのせいで足跡が残っ
And that's how you left your footprints. It looks like everyone doubts Hiyoko. Is that really okay? That is not a good clue. The only thing I can think of is the fact about, like, a yellow gummy was found in the closet. But there is no yellow in the bag in Hyoko's room. Unless the orange one or the melon one happened to be yellow. Was the gummy bag one of the ones that we have?
小泉を殺し
No,
た
it's
罪人
yellow.
は西園
It
寺だ。
is.
これは罠なんだってば。
お前さんがビーチハウスに行ったのは間違いないんだろう。
クローゼットにかそん時にグミを落としそれは違うぞ。そのグミってさ、本当に西園寺が落としたものだったのか？
About that gummy. Did Hyoko really drop it?
いい年こいてグミなんか食ってんのはそのチビだけだ。
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that shorty over there.
自分だってクソチビのくせに伸び悩んでるくせに。
You're a shorty too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
西 西園寺がグミを好きだったのは確かだけど、それはある特定の銘柄に限ったことだったんだ。
It's true Hiyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
イチゴ味とメロン味とマスカット味とオレンジ味、その4種類が入った銘柄のグミだけを食べてたよね。
The brand of gummies we eat only has strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
あれ、でもレモン味は。
But what about the lemon flavor?
だって現場に落ちてたグミって広いし明らかにレモン味っぽかったんですけど。
The gummy found at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was lemon flavored.
そのグミって黄色いの？
Huh? That gummy is yellow?
なら私のじゃない。私が食べてるやつに黄色いグミなんてないもん。
Then it's not mine. The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies. What?
そうなんだ。彼女がコテージに大量に持っていた袋には黄色いグミなんか入ってなかったんだよ。
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
じゃあその黄色いグミは西園寺さんが落としたものとは言い切れないね。
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped the yellow gummy.
ほら見ろ、やっぱ罠だったんだ。
See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap.
ちくしょう、誰がこんな罠を仕掛けやがったんだ。
Damn it. Who would set a trap like this?
復讐してやる。渾身のデコピンで頭蓋骨陥没させてやる。
I'll get my revenge. I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might.
ちょっと待てやこら。たかがグミごときで疑いが晴れたとでも思ってんのか？
Hold on, you little bitch. You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? I mean, if you're going to accuse her because of a gummy, then a gummy can also clear her. Although, admittedly, there are the footprints and the fact that she was witnessed running away from the scene. But still.
ざけんな。俺の追い込みはこんなもんじゃねえぞ。
Don't be stupid. I'm not done backing you into a corner yet. Okay, what do we got? Footprints, yellow gummy, iron barred window, gummy bag, Nikon's autopsy report. We're not done with Hiyoko yet. There's still a huge piece of evidence left. You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right? It's true that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for that.
残したってどういう意味で？
What does that mean?
あれは小泉が最後の
Mahiru used her
力を
last
振り絞って
ounce of strength
道路側のドア
and
を
blocked the
塞いで
door
く
to
れ
the
たおか
road.
げで
Thanks to
そこ
her,
から生まれた
we have the
証拠だ。
evidence we need.
違うって。
That's wrong.
あれは朝の散歩の時
I
の
left those
足跡だもん。
footprints during my morning walk. I think the whole thing of saying that she used her last ounce of strength, Mahiru received a blow to the head and from behind and died instantly. I think we're supposed to use Mikan's autopsy report for this one.
一番でかい証拠がまだ残っ。
ビーチハウス
確かにあれは貴重な小泉が残した貴重な。
残したってどういう意味？あれは小泉が最後の力を振り
Ah,
絞っ
God
て
damn it.
道路側のドアを塞いでそこから生まれ
違う。あれは朝の散歩の時の足跡だもん。
西園寺のよ一番でかい。
ビーチハウス前の。
確かにあれは小泉が残した。
残したってどういう意味で？あれは小泉が最後の力
There.
それは違うぞ。いや、あのドアを塞いだのは小泉じゃない。だって小泉は即死だったんだぞ。
Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was instant. It's interesting if this is true, because I've been operating under the assumption that Mikan possibly is the killer because of this incongruency, yet we're using this as if it's accurate right now. I know she's the ultimate nurse, but how can you tell something like that? There's definitely ways for them to tell time of death and such like that. Like, I think maybe it has to do with, like, the blood flow and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how she would find this out, especially with not having any equipment, right?
即死？
Instant death?
私の検視によるとですね。はい。小泉さんは間違いなく即死でした。
According to my autopsy, Yes, there's no doubt that Mahiru died instantly.
適当なこと言ってっとぶっ殺すぞ
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you. Sorry.
クズリュウさん、それはダメです。女性を脅すのは卑怯者のすることですよ。
Fuyuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
多分即死ってのは間違いないと思うよ。だって彼女の致命傷も一撃だったしね。
I'm pretty sure her death was instant too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. Again, this is kind of like a bad, like, correlation because you could bleed out. That doesn't bleeding out is an instant, you know.
だから道路側のドアを塞いだのは小泉さんじゃない。
That's why
他の誰かがあの死体を使って塞いだんだよ。
That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
他の誰かって
Someone else?
もちろん犯人だ。犯人が小泉の死体でドアを塞いだんだよ。
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body.
きっとその時に死体を引きずったせいで床にあんな血痕が残ったんだろうな。
That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
けど犯人は何のためにドアを塞いだんすかね。
But why did the killer block the door?
理由なんざ西園寺に聞きゃいいだけだろそいつが犯人なんだからよ
Just ask Kyoko. She's the killer after all.
だから違うって言ってんじゃん。
Seriously, that's not true.
西園寺さんが犯人だとするとさ、死体を引きずって動かしたのも彼女ってことになるよね。
Let's assume that Hyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean that she also is the one who dragged the body?
あれだけ血を流してる死体に触ったら、服なり体なりが血でかなり汚れると思うんだけど。
If she handled the body that bloody, I think her clothes or skin would have been stained with blood. Oh no. We didn't see anybody that was stained with blood, but we did see somebody who had been in the ocean and was wet, right? Peko? Peko, who was pushing on Hyoko really hard just now?
あれだけど俺が見た時のそいつって
Huh? But when I saw her, she was...
汚れてなんかなかったぞ
she was clean.
ほらね、私は犯人じゃないってことじゃん。
See? I told you I wasn't the killer.
これで私の無罪は証明されたね。
Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven.
なめられてたまっかよまだ決まったわけじゃねえぞ
We haven't decided that yet.
なあクズリュウ、どうしてお前はそこまで西園寺が犯人だって言い張るんだよ。
Hey, Fuyuhiko, why do you keep insisting that Hyoko is the killer? The ironic part is that your backup best girl is also dead in case your guess on Peko is correct. Right? Yeah. Like, please don't wipe out... Although Chiaki is kind of like backup best girl. I honestly, by the time that Mahiru died, I liked Chiaki more than her anyway. Why do you keep insisting that Hyoko is the killer?
うるせえ俺が犯人だって言ってんだそいつは間違いなく犯人なんだよ
Shut up. I'm telling you she's the killer. That little bitch is definitely the killer. Okay, time for slashing. Let's see if we remember how to do this.
ドアを塞いだのが小泉じゃねえなそれをやったのは西園寺が小泉を殺すその死体でドアを犯人は西園寺以外に考えらんね
西園寺が死体を移動させたならあいつの体は血で汚れてるはずだ。
えそれがどうしたんだボケビーチハウスには死体を動かしてシャワーで洗い流せばいいだけだ
There.
西園寺がビーチハウスに砂浜の上がったかこら
There. Fuyuhiko hasn't thoroughly investigated the crime scene at the beach house. So, although that went by pretty quickly, Fuyuhiko said that she would have showered at the beach house, except for we know the shower was broken. So now we can go back through this again and we can use that truth blade against that statement.
それがどうしたんだボケ。ビーチハウスには死体を動かした時にシャワーで洗い流せばいいだけ。
その言葉切らせてもらう。いや、シャワーで洗い流すのは無理だ。
No,
ビーチハウスのシャワーは故障中だったからな。
washing it off in the shower is impossible because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
故障だと
Out of order.
申し訳ないです。なかなか修理に手が回らなくて。
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
だったら汚れてもいいように服を脱いだのかもな。で、死体を運んだ後にまた服を着たんだ。
Then maybe she took off her clothes to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on. Except for you're not allowed to change in the beach house.
そんな変態チックなことを私がやったっていうの？
Are you saying I did something that perverted? She also can't tie her own obi. Hiyoko took off her clothes before committing the murder. No, that should be impossible. Andrea, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? She can't get dressed by herself.
そうか。
You're doing great? I'm glad to hear it.
クズル。前に西園寺がこんなことを言ってたんだ。
Listen to me, Fuyiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before. I can't help it. I can't tie the kimono sash by myself.
つまり西園寺は一人で着替えができないんだ。だから服を着たり脱いだりは無理なんだよ。
Which means Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
なんだそりゃ。
What?
そうそう、そいつは一人だと帯が結べねえんだったな。それで風呂にも入れなくて臭かったんだ。
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad. You don't need to like rub that in again.
臭くないよ。ちょっと匂っただけでしょ。
I didn't smell, and it only smelled a little. I mean, people. It seems like you were pretty rank, Hiyoko.
そもそもビーチハウスって中での着替えは禁止されてなかったっけ？
No, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place? It was. We mentioned that earlier.
もしルール違反してたらモノクマが黙ってなかったと思います。
Yes, if he broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet. Oh no, the second trial trauma is getting back to me. Oh god, I had some fucking salt earlier in this trial with not understanding the gravel in the swimsuit, and that's what they wanted me to do. I'm like, what the fuck?
まあね、僕のルールへのうるささはサファリパークの飼育員にも煙たがれるほどだから。
Damn right. I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
着替えの線もないとなると、ひよこちゃんは体についた血をどうしたんすか？
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
そもそも血なんてついてないんだって。だってお姉の体には触ってないもん。
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body. Who do you think is the blackened right now? So my first guess was Mikan, because I assumed that it had to be somebody in the game. Like one of the characters in the trial that's also in the game. Like the sub-game, that Twilight Murder Syndrome thing. And I assumed it was Mikan because I noticed an incongruency between the autopsy that she provided and some of the evidence that we had collected. And the evidence and the way that the dialogue, had said that Mahiru had crawled through the bloodstain, but the autopsy said that she had been killed instantly. So I assumed that Mikan was lying and that she actually was the killer. But we just used the fact that she died instantly as a piece of evidence. And now people seem to be like correcting their preconceived notion that Mahiru had crawled through the bloodstain. So I'm like, maybe it isn't Mikan. I do find it suspicious when they're talking about like, oh, she would have been covered in blood, which is what they're talking about right now. that when we saw Peko earlier, Peko had been swimming, and so she was the only person that we've seen that, like, was wet. I don't want it to be Peko, though, because Peko is my best girl, and it, like, Nahiru was a backup best girl, so if I lose a best girl and a backup during the same trial, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, so that's kind of my thought process currently. If it is Peko, I don't really understand why, because it doesn't have anything to do with the game. I do find it interesting that Ibuki is one of the characters in the game as well, but hasn't really come up with anything. Like, nothing really has been talked about with Ibuki.
なあ、逆に言えばさ、それって血まみれだったやつが怪しいってことか?
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious? Oh, right, Akane had blood all over her. I forgot about that.
確か海水浴の待ち合わせに来た時に終わりは血まみれだったような気が。
Because if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all went to meet up at the beach.
あれは2台のおっさんにボコられたせいだっつったろ?
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru? Nekomaru, do you want to chime in on this? Did that happen? There we go. I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down. Doubt me of all people. You got some nerve. Alright, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life. That actually sounds pretty cool. The hell it does. Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay, and I'm not the killer? Yeah, seems like it. See, I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru. Mahiru is the only person she liked on this fucking island. Admittedly, though, like, if you really want to leave and you know you have to kill someone in order to do it, killing the person that you would be least suspected of killing wouldn't be a terrible strategy. Because Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier? You guys are stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Hiyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right? Mikan, don't bother being nice to her. You know that she's gonna say something incredibly mean to you right now. There we go. Shut the hell up, pig barf. I hope you get a hangnail and die. Oh, Hiyoko. I kind of wish that you were the killer, so that way we could just get you out of the roster right now. Sorry for being pig barf. I really love Hiyoko, honestly. Like, I wanted to see more because I do love character growth. I love redemption arcs, that sort of thing. But some characters are just I'm like, you got to do a lot of redeeming if I'm gonna like you, you know? More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be... does he actually have something else in mind? Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
君は犯人じゃないにしろ間違いなくビーチハウスに行ってるよね。
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
だからそれは罠なんだって。
Like I said, it was a trap. Hyoko's insults are so funny, even though she's so mean, but it's so sad because Mahito was Hyoko's best friend. Yeah. You know. It's interesting, as I was assuming that she was a witness to the murder because of the gummy in that room and seeing her running away crying. But we've proven that she couldn't be there because the gummy is the... Well, not that she couldn't be there, but that the gummy wasn't from her. So I'm glad that... I was like, this is a pretty obvious trial, and I'm glad that, like, things aren't shaking out quite the way I thought they would last stream. Because, like, please, keep me on my toes. I don't want to figure it out before the trial even starts.
それ分かったからさ、その罠の内容を教えてくれるかな。
Yeah, I got that already, so can you give us the details about that trap?
わしからも頼もう。何らかの手がかりが見つかるやもしれん。
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
わかったよ。話せばいいんでしょ。
Fine. You want me to talk, huh?
あのね、今日の朝なんだけど、小泉お姉に声をかけられたんだよ。
Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me.
後でちょっと集まれないかって。
She asked if we could meet up later.
でもひよこちゃんは言ってませんでした？
Huh? But didn't you say earlier? She never talked to me at all. What a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question. Damn it, so that was a lie?
だって認めたら疑われると思って、それなら黙ってた方がいいかなって。
Because I thought I'd be doubted if I admitted it, so I figured it was better not to say anything.
それで小泉の誘いに何と答えたのだ。
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
いいよって答えた。だって別に断る理由ないもん。
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no.
小泉お姉はここの連中と違って一緒にいるのが恥ずかしいような人じゃなかったし。
Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru wasn't someone I was embarrassed to be seen with. Why would people be embarrassed to be seen with Mahiru? Nobody had a problem with her that I was aware of.
相変わらず一言多いやつだな。
You always have to say something snide.
ね、その時は14時くらいに集まろうって話になったんだけど。
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but...
でも、お昼過ぎくらいに私のコテージのポストに手紙が入ってたんだ。
Around noon, there was a letter inside of my mailbox.
手紙？
A letter?
うん、これだよ。
Yeah, this one. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It'd be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiru Koizumi. Letter Hyoko received has been added to the Truth Bullet section.
私はこの手紙を見てさ、その時間にビーチハウスに行ったんだよ。
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time. Huh. The letter Hyoko had, didn't it clearly contradict another piece of evidence? I think the other letter said 2:30, didn't it? Yeah.
これで証明できる。この手紙ってさ、小泉が持ってた手紙と内容が食い違ってないか？
This letter, doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had? About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
小泉の持ってた手紙だと14時30分の待ち合わせが、西園寺が持っていた手紙だと
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m., but in Hyoko's letter... About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m.
待ち合わせ時刻がずれているではないか。
Oh, the meeting times are off.
それにお互いが待ち合わせ場所をビーチハウスに変更しようって言ってるのも変だ。
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house.
どっちか片方が言い出したならともかく、こんな風にどっちもが同じことを言うなんて。
It'd be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing. Yeah, Hyoko, you shorty, yeah.
ひよこちゃん、書いた本人的にはどう思ってるんすか？
Hyoko, since he wrote it, what do you think? She obviously didn't write it. I also find it interesting that, like, you look at Ibuki's hair with those cones on her head, and you look at Hyoko with, like, the twin tails. The voice actress for Peko was the voice actress for Sailor Moon. And it's like you kind of have two characters that if you combine their hair, you have Sailor Moon's hair, sort of. Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you? It's safe to say the letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? ¿Por qué no las dos? Like, why not both? It seems like the killer was trying to arrange the two of them to be there at specific times so that way they could shift blame onto Hyoko. Both letters.
そうか。きっとその手紙はどっちも犯人が捏造したものだったんだろうな。
The killer must have forged both letters.
二人の行動を操るために犯人が捏造した。そう考えるべきだろうね。
The killer forged them so that they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
確かにその可能性は高そうじゃぞ。実際にこの2通の手紙を見比べてみると。
Now, that seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters.
おお、やはり筆跡がほぼ同じだ。文章の内容も酷似しておるしの。
Confirmed. Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The contents of the letters matches too.
直接言おうと思ってたけど見当たらなかったのでポストに入れておくね。
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox.
でも私たちが会うのを邪魔しようとしている人がいるみたい。
This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting.
だから待ち合わせの件は内緒ね。私たちもそれまでは会わないようにしよう。とかだね。
And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
そのどちらもが犯人の捏造したもの。
The killer forged both of those letters. Jackie, I love you. Wow, you're such a smarty. Sorry, I'm such a simp for the Ultimate Gamer. No worries. We're all allowed to have our favorites, right?
そうやって西園寺と小泉を意のままに操ったか。まるで魔界のくぐつしだな。
In doing so, they were able to control Hyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
私はそれにまんまと騙されて、それでお姉を殺した犯人に。
So they completely tricked me, and then Mahiru's killer.
ひどいよ。お姉を返してよ。
How mean! Give me back, Mahiru.
本当だよ。本当にひどい話だよ。
Really, this is really terrible.
あれだけ言ったのに、今回の犯人は僕に何の相談もしてくれなかった。
I've offered to help so many times, but the killer didn't, this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. Nagito, do you want to get tied up and chucked back into the dining room again? Because this is how you get tied up and chucked back into the dining room again. The English version, it's so sad. Oh.
けど、悪いのは僕の方だよね。自分の頼りがいのなさが情けないよ。
It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
油断してるとすぐにこれっす。
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens.
後で軽く殴り殺しとくか。
We can just lightly punch him to death later. Yeah, go back in your crate, Nagito.
で、西園寺はこの手紙通りに14時にビーチハウスに行ったんだな。
So, based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hyoko?
大事なのはその続きだ。一体そこで何があったのだ？
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
寝ちゃった。
I fell asleep.
どうして寝ちゃうんですか？
Why'd you fall asleep? I don't know. Maybe it was nice and warm and comfy. I literally fell asleep the other afternoon while I was drinking an iced coffee. I was cold, and then I got, you know, I put on like a wrap and got all warm and snuggly and cozy and then just passed out. That's what happens when I'm cold. Once I warm up, I fall asleep.
私だって寝たくて寝たわけじゃないよ。多分薬みたいのを嗅がされたんだと思う。
It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something. Interesting. I don't think we have anything in the truth bullets about anything like that. Nagito, are you that insane? He is. Yeah, he is.
ゲロゲロ？薬をですか？
But this again is leaning towards Mikan. Mikan has spent so much time in the pharmacy, and I swear there was something that she was looking at there that would do something like this.
その薬ってもしかしてドラッグストアから調達したんですかね？
That medicine. Could it be... Did they get it from the drugstore? Oh yeah, chloroform. My brain always goes ether, which I'm not sure if that's the same thing or just like an older term for it. I don't know. Mikan's so wimpy and timid, and that's why I'm expecting to have that like 180. Like I am just waiting for Mikan to break, and she's gonna be like this super bitchy, confident sort of person, especially with like all of the like fan service falls she does. I'm expecting, like, watch that she is like exactly what Hiyoko has been saying about her the entire time. I suspect you, Mikan.
前から危ないなって思ってたんですよ。本来は届け出が必要な薬品も平気で放置してあったし。
I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open. I'm sorry if there's like loud noises right now. Garbage trucks going by.
前から思ってたんなら何とかしとけよ。
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it. And Mikan, you're doing that fan service on purpose, gang? Yeah. I'm sorry.
で、起きたらいつの間にか狭いクローゼットの中に押し込まれてて。
When I woke up, I was inside of a small closet.
慌てて出たら、そこに小泉お姉の死体があって。
And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
で、取り乱してビーチハウスから逃げ出したってとこに繋がるわけっすか。
And that's why you ran into the beach house in such a panic.
怖かったんだよ。とっても怖くて仕方なか。
I was scared. I was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help but... I mean, if you wake up and there's a corpse near you, I can understand being scared and running away, you know?
きっと犯人は最初から西園寺さんを犯人に仕立て上げようとしてたんだろうね。
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start.
そのために被害者より先に西園寺さんを呼び出してクローゼットで眠らせておいたんだよ。
And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet. I don't think she'll hit confident. She'll just become insane. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm just expecting, like, full villainous from her, really. You know? Like, I don't even know how to describe what I'm expecting. But yeah, I'm expecting full villainous. Oof. Stretch. There we go. Villain. But like I'm expecting like a particular kind of villain. I don't know how to describe it. Wrong emote. Then it's the perfect emote for wrong emote, right?
小泉の死体でドアを塞いだのも西園寺に証拠の足跡を残させることが目的か。
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
何もかも西園寺さんを犯人に仕立て上げるためだったんですね。
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer.
ひどいよ。私は何も悪いこと 小泉お姉を殺した犯人なんかに。
That's horrible. I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer. I mean, you are a terrible bitch, though. I'm like, if you don't want to be framed for murder, maybe you should be a little bit nicer to your classmates. Maybe you should be a little bit nicer to Principal Skinner, right? Like, yeah, you know? If you're in the situation where you're like, damn, I gotta kill somebody and get away with it in order to, like, escape from here, so I gotta do what I gotta do. And if I'm gonna frame someone, then I'm gonna frame that bitch, you know? She's terrible. People might believe that she did it. Yeah, she is a terrible bitch. You know, I think it's much easier to frame a person who's not a good person. Like, you're gonna feel less guilt about it in this sort of situation. You might be able to actually go through with it than trying to frame someone that you like or is your friend. I mean, if I was in the game and Hiyoko was so nice to too nice, I'd assume that she was trying to get on everyone's good side so people could be like, no, it can't be Hiyoko. Yeah, true. In any death game, you become very paranoid. Speak.
西園寺さん、もう泣かないでください。私たちはあなたのことを信じていますから。
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
そんな簡単に信じちまっていいのかよ。それだって嘘泣きかもしんねえだろ。
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She could be faking those tears, you know.
そんな風に疑っていたらキリがあるまい。
This will never end if you keep being so suspicious.
それが学級裁判ってやつなんじゃねえのか？
Isn't that what a class trial is all about?
生き残るための唯一の方法が疑うこと。ここは他人を徹底的に疑い合う場だ。
The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other.
なのに簡単に他人を信じるとかどうかしてんだろ。どっか湧いてんじゃねえのか？
So if you believe each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
そりゃ違うよ、クズユ君。ここは疑い合う場所じゃなくて協力し合う場所だよ。
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together.
みんなで協力して努力して、そして勝利を目指す場所が学級裁判なんだ。
The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. Somebody just stick a sock in it, you know? Just take an apple, ram it into his mouth, keep him quiet. We don't need your input, Nagito.
犯人とそれ以外のみんな、二つに分かれた希望がたった一つだけの希望をつかみ取ろうとする。
The killer and everyone else, two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope.
その希望同士のぶつかり合いこそが美しいんだ。それが学級裁判のあるべき姿なんだ。
Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
だからおめえはどっち側のスタンスなんだって。
Seriously, which side are you on?
僕はどんな絶望でも打ち破る絶対的な希望の味方ってだけだよ。
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair.
そしてその絶対的な希望は希望同士のぶつかり合いの先にこそあるはずなんだ。
And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where the two hopes clash. Yeah. He really needs to just chill out a bit. I know I've mentioned it before, but the eyes in this so remind me of an older anime called Busorenken, where you could tell which side people were on by the types of pupils that they had. And this is full-on villain eyes in that show.
白でも黒でもないグレーの立場。そして勝利も求めず生も求めるとは。
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray. And you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
明確に敵を名乗ってくれた方がまだ信用できるっす。
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
やめよう。こまえだの言うことをいちいち真に受けても時間の無駄だ。
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
問題は小泉を殺した犯人が誰かということじゃ。
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is. There's still like so much evidence in this case too that we haven't gotten to yet. Like, we've been focused on the game a lot, but there's the window, there's so many things that we've found that haven't come up.
きっと西園寺さんが話してくれた中に新しい手がかりがあるはずです。
There should be a new clue contained in what Hiyoko has told us.
ですからここは西園寺さんの言葉を信じてもう一度みんなで話し合ってみましょう。
So, let us believe Hiyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
信じることを前提で進める議論ですね。
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other.
そうですね。それが正しいです。素晴らしい団結力です。
Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork.
いや、そうですか、モノクマ。あんた好みの展開にはさせないですよ。
Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want. You're about to get punched, Monomi.
グーしかグー。
Oh, surprisingly not.
クマは寝てるし。
What? He's sleeping?
アホが、てめえらは何も分かってねえよ。そうやってたどり着いた先に何があるってんだ。
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything if you're stupid enough to trust each other.
残酷な真実だけだろうが。
The only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth. The bitter truth. That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Then stop soliloquizing and fucking ask questions. So you guys thought that I have a tendency to suspended. You thought I have a tendency to ramble and derail the trial. They're even worse. Well then, now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now. You're gonna spoil who the killer is? If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So without further ado, the answer is... You can't. Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears. Correct. You say nanu in German when you're surprised. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me. Hajime is the ultimate protagonist, the main character in this, yeah. Yes, save. Yes, you can open your eyes now. I'm Monomi, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible. Impossible. That's so impossible. There's no way I can believe that. I can't do anything. How annoying. But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
ひよこちゃんの言うことを信じるとして、で、そこからどうなるんですか?
I find the whole suspension thing very strange in this game because they did that in the first trial too, where they suddenly suspended it for no reason to have an intermission with like Monokuma and Monomi and let us save. But like the only time that trials were suspended in the first game was when you actually had to investigate and find more evidence. So I'm like, what is this weird suspension mechanic? Is it just for, is it like an intermission, really? It's very strange. Yeah, it is the least she can do. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, because when they said suspended, I thought it was like the first game where I'm like, oh shit, there's more investigation, there's more evidence I need to get. Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
犯人の目的が西園寺さんを罠にはめることなら、そこで使われたものが手がかりになるんじゃないかな。
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something like something that was used there might be a clue. So the showers are broken, but we did see like 1 billion bottles of water in the trash. Again, speaking of Peko going swimming. That's concerning.
例の手紙のことか？
Do you mean the letter?
じゃなくて、グミの方かな。
No, it was probably the gummy.
は？お菓子が手がかりになるのか？
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
ねえ、西園寺さんがクローゼットで目を覚ました時って、もうそこにグミってあったの？
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there? I know that you were just chloroformed and you probably were a little woozy and out of it when you woke up, but did you happen to notice a gummy on the floor? I imagine they figured your ass is probably sore at this point from sitting, or your train ride is over since this was originally a Vita title, so let's give it a break. Yeah, at least having the save point halfway through, so it's like, hey, guess what? Your game crashed, and now you have to go through all of this again. I do appreciate the save point.
そういえばなかった気がする。
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
やっぱりね。
Just as I thought.
やっぱりって？
Just as you thought.
だって西園寺さんがいる間に捏造の証拠を置いても彼女に見つかったら捨てられちゃうもん。
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
つまりクローゼットにグミが置かれたのは西園寺がビーチハウスから逃げ出した後ということか。
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hiyoko fled from the beach house.
犯人は現場に戻ってきたの？私が出てった後で？
The killer returned to the scene of the crime after I left?
そんな面倒なことをせずともビーチハウスのどこかに隠れていればいい話だ。
They wouldn't have had to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house. And there was the shower room, right? They could have just been standing in there.
無理だよ。あそこには隠れる場所なんてないもん。
That's impossible. There's nowhere to hide. Hiyoko. There is another room.
シャワールームだって
Oh,
逃
okay.
げる時にちょっと覗いたけど、でも誰もいなかったもん。
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there. Okay, so this is now getting to the window issue in the shower room?
じゃあやっぱ戻ってきたってことか？
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
どっちだろうね。
I wonder.
でもその問題の答えが事件の真相につながってる気がするよ。
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think. I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? No, I'm in the middle of playing this one. If you would stop interrupting me and actually get to the fucking point. If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. You'll dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the logic dive. Okay, we did see when we had the different abilities that we could get, that some of them applied to the logic dive. So let's see what this is all about. During the logic dive, you'll control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the synapse course. You can move sideways with the left stick and accelerate. The driving game! Driving game! Right bumper is accelerate. Press the left bumper to brake and the right... You just said right bumper was accelerate. What? There'll be various obstacles you'll encounter as you progress through the course. So make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you'll take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into the walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. I highly recommend that you make good use of the break. You've never seen me play a driving game before. If you press the start button during the logic dive, you can review the controls. Good, because right now it seems like accelerate and jump is the same button. Well then, good luck and have fun. Yeah. She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Go into your mind palace, Hajime. Stop playing Subway Surfers. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Oh, no, let me press the button first, please. There we go. Accelerate is A. Oh, these aren't even the fucking buttons they told me earlier. I'm not crazy, right? They were talking about bumpers before. Okay, accelerate is A, brake is B, jump is Y. God damn. Okay. Yeah, they are absolutely fucking with me. So this is Final Fantasy VII. Question 1. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? Before Hiyoko arrived. Because she had to be there in order to knock Hiyoko out. Question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? Before Hiyoko left. Oh, well, that was wrong. Okay. I was thinking that they came back, but no. Yeah. I'm glad that I'm auto-jumping, because I'm absolutely not pressing the right things there. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? The beach, I guess? I think the killer left? Like, out the window? No, that's not the answer they wanted. Okay. Okay. So Sonic 3D. This is exactly like a real trail. Yeah. The least favorite minigame, honestly. I mean, I didn't mind it, but like I said, it definitely gives me Final Fantasy VII vibes. I spent so much time in the Golden Saucer, you guys don't even want to know. Do you think the killer might have been hiding? You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless? I'm disappointed. I think that's one of the more cutting things that Hiyoko has said. Didn't I just say that there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand? Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect. No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
しつこいと終わりのデコピンで永久に黙らせるよ。
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good. I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. The place where the killer was hiding, the place where Hiyoko hasn't looked, was... under the table? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be that she was out the window in the bathroom. I already checked, I said the shower. I already said I checked the shower room. I'll grind you into food for Gundam's hamsters. I do not know what they are leading me towards. If Hiyoko was in the closet... Maybe they were also in the closet. They did mention that the boards were all moved. Yeah.
おそらく犯人はクローゼットに隠れてたんだ。
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
クローゼットって私が閉じ込められてた場所じゃん。
The closet? That's where I was locked up.
お前はそこで目を覚ました後、慌てて飛び出したって言ったよな。
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right?
だったらクローゼットの中はちゃんと見てないはずだ。
Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
だがあんなに狭い場所に2人も隠れられるのか。
But
しかも西園寺に気づかれずにだぞ。
could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
だからこそ犯人はそこに作ったんだよ。
That's why the
そうい
killer
う場所を無理やりね。
made sure to arrange a hiding place. God, my husband is cooking something and my stomach is growling. Like, holy shit, I am ready for lunch and it's still hours away. If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance, I can only think of one place. That's right, the place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... like on the shelf, where they said the boards were all fucked up.
あそこにだったら隠れられたんじゃないか。ほら、棚に積まれてたサーフボードケースの中だよ。
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
サーフボードケースの中？
Huh? Inside the surfboard case.
あの棚ってさ、すごいごちゃごちゃしてたよね。
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think?
一つの段に二つのボードが置いてあったり、ケースから出たままのボードがあったりもしたっけ。
Two surfboards were stacked on the top shelf, and there were two surfboards that weren't even in a case.
あれは犯人がわざとそうしたんじゃないかな。自分の隠れ場所を確保するためにね。
The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place.
だって私たちがこの島に来たばっかの時はあんなに雑になってなかったはずだもん。
Because we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
じゃああの時犯人は私のすぐそばにいたの？
Then the killer was close to me during that time? The killer is close to you right now. The killer is inside the room.
ああ、お前のすぐそばでじっと息を潜ませて隠れてたんだよ。
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
言うなれば毒を食らわば皿までってやつっすね。
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak. I don't feel like that's the right expression for whatever they were translating. I feel like it's possibly a weird localization. Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
言うなればだって意味のわからない言葉を使うもんじゃないっすね。
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like so to speak.
とにかくそこにじっと隠れてた犯人は西園寺が出て行ったのを見計らった後で。
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left,
ようやくサーフボードケースの中から出てきたんだ。
they finally left the surfboard case.
僕もその意見には賛成だな。
I agree with that as well.
誰もおめえには聞いてねえって。
And seriously, nobody asked what you think.
罪をかぶせようとしている西園寺さんだけを残して犯人だけがビーチハウスを離れるわけないもんね。
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her.
残された西園寺さんがその偽装工作を台無しにしたら犯人はどうしようもなくなっちゃうわけだし。
If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, they would have messed up their plan.
そう。犯人が同じビーチハウスに隠れて西園寺さんを見張ってたと考える方が自然だよ。
Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
聞いてねえのにペラペラ喋りやがって。
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask.
よーし、ぶん殴られたくなかったらおとなしく俺にぶん殴られろ。
Alright, if you don't want to get friggin' punched, just stand still and let me punch you. Do you work for the police? Because this feels like a contradiction that I have no way around. You know, the...
おとなしくなったな。じゃあ歯を食いしばれよ。
Oh, you shut up. And grit your teeth.
ごめん、ワニさん。そうじゃなくてさ。
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that.
ねえ、モノクマ。ちょっと気になったことがあるんだけど、聞いてもいいかな。
Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me? Time for Nagito to actually pull his fucking weight. He's gonna point out something.
聖徳太子は未来人だったと思うよ。歴史が動く裏には決まって未来人が関係しているからね。
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history. I don't get that reference, Monokuma.
未来人の話はまた今度聞くとして。
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time.
確か死体発見アナウンスが流れる条件に3人以上の人間が死体を発見ってあったよね。
As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? And here we go. So that's going on about, like, the Hiyoko seeing it, the killer themselves, I believe, walking back through the room, and then when Kazuichi came in.
あの3人以上って犯人自身も含めるの？
Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people? Please confirm for me that if the killer leaves the room and comes back in, it counts as a discovery.
そうだね。まあ基本的にはそういうことになってるよね。
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
歯切れが悪いね。
You don't sound very articulate.
まったくもうそんなところに目をつけるなんて嫌な性格だな。
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that.
ね、言い訳から始めるようだけど、死体発見アナウンスは推理のためのものじゃないよ。
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction.
あくまで公平に裁判を進めるためのもの。みんなに死体の発見を知らせるためのものなんだってば。
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body's been found.
だから推理に持ち出されるのはいかんだって？まあその言い分もわからなくないけどね。
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction. I understand your excuse, but...
だって死体を発見するシチュエーション次第では3人以上のルールが致命的になる場合もあるしね。
Depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
なので明言をしていない以上はフレキシブルな対応をさせていただいております。
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
フレキシブルな対応ね。
Flexibility, huh?
で今回はどうなの？犯人を含んだ3人なの？そうじゃないの？
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer, or not?
もうわかったよ。言えばいいんでしょ。今回は犯人を含んでないよ。はい、終わり。
Geez, fine, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done. Interesting. Right? Yeah, it wasn't really mentioned in the first one, but it is very pivotal to this one. Like they did definitely talk about 3 or more people finding it, but we've been theorizing about that this entire trial because we know that Kazuichi found the body and that's when the alarm went off. So, like, I feel that it's very key to this one because usually the bodies have been, like, in the first game, we tended to find the bodies in groups. Like, it wasn't very often that, like, someone had seen it and left and then someone else had seen it. You know, like, the most it was, I think, in the first game was that, like, someone found it, came to get other people, and then they all went back, and so it was a larger group. Okay, so doesn't contain the killer this time. As I was saying in the break, that means that there is a fourth person at play here, because that means that whoever was in there hiding on the surfboard was not the killer. So since we believe that we know that the killer isn't Hiyoko, we know that the killer isn't Kazuichi, and they're like persons 1 and 3 that saw the body, and we know that the killer, it was not counted in who saw the body for this one because Monokuma just said it. So in addition to the killer, there has to be an extra person 2 here, who saw the body.
つまり今回は犯人以外の3人が小泉さんの死体を発見しているんだね。
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
それがどうしたんだ?
Really, Hajime? You don't see the problem there? What's wrong with that?
なんとなく気になったから聞いただけだよ。それより話を戻そうか。
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic. Nagito, you absolutely see what the issue is here, and you are just not fucking saying anything like an asshole. You're the one who went on a tangent.
犯人がサーフボードケースに隠れてたってところからですよね。
We were just saying that the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
そんでひよこちゃんが走り去った後で犯人は悠々と証拠隠滅ライフを味わったと。
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
だが話を進める前にはっきりさせておかねばならぬことがあったはずだ。
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. Yeah, exactly. The killer and 3 other people saw the body. We can confirm Hiyoko and Kazuichi saw the body, and also that they're not the killer. So one other person saw this body and is not copping to it.
犯人は西園寺が逃げる前に死体でドアを塞いだはずだが、結局その時についた血はどうしたのだ?
The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood? The bottles of water and the trash.
そういや、その謎の決着がまだだったの?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
大丈夫だよ。ここまでたどり着いた君たちなら、その答えだってすぐに見つけられるはずだよ。
It's gonna be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. The bottles of water, we know.
さあ、議論を再開させようか。
Now, let's start the argument, shall we? Now then, I shall explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. Thank Christ. Stop introducing mechanics. From this point forward, you'll now be able to use the truth flashback. Is that the Schlorp? Yeah, if you hold down the Y button, that weird shit, like that diamond means Y button for some reason. The shape of the reticle will change. If you aim that remark at a weak spot and keep it in that position, you'll be able to memorize it. Schlorp time! The memorized phrase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change it to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a mistake in your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? It is! By the way, you'll not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Oh, you can only use it to disagree. Interesting. Please remember that this is only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, obviously we're gonna need to Schlorp. What did the killer do with the blood on their body? Maybe they simply washed it off? They couldn't use the shower room, right?
なら洗い流すのは
So
無理
washing
じゃね
it
え
off
か
would have been impossible.
別にシャワーを使わなく
They
て
didn't have to use the shower.
あ、クローゼット
What
の
about the
ウェットスー
wetsuits
ツ
in
は
the closet?
あれを着て死体を運んだの
Maybe
か
they
も
wore one when they moved the body?
シャワー以外のものを使えば
Something other than the shower?
どうすんのさ。
バラしてトイレに
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare. It would definitely clog the toilet.
逆転の発想で
Maybe it's the other way around?
犯人以外が死体を動かしたと
Perhaps
か
someone other than the killer moved the body?
洗い流せたんじゃないかな。
And maybe they were able to wash it off? If I use that person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradiction.
犯人は体についた血をどうし
シンプルに洗い流したん
シャワーは使えねえんだろ。なら洗い流すのは無
Oh,
理じゃね
fuck.
えか。
Goddamn thing being in the way.
あ、クローゼットのウェットスーツあれを着て死体を運ん
シャワー以外のものを使えば
汚れたウェットスーツは
バラしてトイレ
毎朝絶対に詰まるぞ。
逆転の発想犯人以外が洗い流せたんじゃないかな。
Okay.
犯人は体についた血をどうしたの。
シンプルに洗い流したんじゃ
シャワーは使えねえんだ。なら洗い流すのは無理じゃねえか。
There.
それは違うぞ。帰り血を洗い流すだけなら何もシャワーを使わなくたってできたはずだ。
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
シャワー以外のものを使えばいいんだからな。
They could have just as easily used something else.
シャワー以外のものってなんだよ。
Something other than the shower? Like what? Like all the bottles of water!
そうか。冷蔵庫の中のドリンクだ。あれを使えば体についた血を洗い流せるよな。
The drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
握ったぞ
Pecco, it's a little suspicious that you're refuting this.
それはありえないぞ
In theory, but that's impossible. Yeah, Solka. 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 I always love when words I know pop up in the game because I'm like, oh yeah, Reizoko, refrigerator. That's one that I know. In theory, but that's impossible.
どうしてだよ。
Why?
あの冷蔵庫をよく思い出してみろそうすればわかるはずだ
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully and then you'll understand.
冷蔵庫のドリンクを使った可能性など存在しないということがな
There's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used. Are you saying because most of those were brightly colored that, you know, they were artificial? But we saw that the trash can was full of water bottles. Okay, we want trash can.
ビーチハウスの冷蔵庫には確かにドリンクがだが考えてみるドリンク1個とても血を洗い流すには足りんぞ
聞くわけにはいかない。
Oh shit. I wasn't ready.
ビーチハウスの冷蔵庫に確かにドリンクがだがドリンク1本のとても血を洗い流すには足りんぞ
聞くわけにはいかない。
There. I was ready that time.
使ったドリンクが1本だけとは限ら
We
ない。
can't just assume they used one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash off.
ありえないとあの冷蔵庫に水の類はなか
No,
ったん
wrong
だ
button. God damn it.
匂いのついたドリンクばかりでなそんなもので血を洗い流せば体はべたつき香料の匂いも大量に使ってわざわざ怪しまれるようなものだぞ
Could it be that first allegation was intended to lead to this outcome? But I should have evidence to use against her argument now. I do. I just pressed the wrong button, damn it.
ありえんあの冷蔵庫に水のた
There.
その言葉切らせてもらう。いや、あの冷蔵庫には水があったんだよ。
No, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
何度も言わせるのあそこには水などどこにも
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
それは事件後の話だろ。事件前は違う。ちゃんと水はあったんだ。
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. Hajime's just shut up, objection. Let the protagonist speak. Exactly.
そして犯人はその水をすべて使って自分の体の血を洗い流したんだ。
And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
すべて使ったからあそこにはなかったというのか？そんなものはこじつけだ。
So you're saying the water bottles were gone because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy. Look in the trash can.
こじつけなんかじゃない。証拠ならちゃんとゴミ箱の中に残ってたはずだ。
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Yeah, best girl, please take a seat for now.
大量に捨てられた同じ種類のペットボトル。これがそうなんじゃないか。
Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
ああ、確かにこれって水のペットボトルって感じのデザインだね。
Yeah, you're right. These bottles look like they might have been filled with water.
つうか実際そうだぞ。
Well, now that you mention it.
俺何日か前にビーチハウスに行った時、そのペットボトルで水を飲んだ気がする。
When we went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
もっと早く気づいてくださいよ。
You should have said so sooner.
では、ペットボトルの水をシャワー代わりにしたのは本当なのですね。
Then the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
大量のペットボトルの水を全身に浴びたなんて実にシンプルで納得しやすい答えっすもん。
Dosing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation. Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
どうやら日向くんも気づいちゃったみたいだね。犯人の正体に。
Oh, Peko, no. It seems you've realized who the killer is.
ほら、やっぱりそうだ。
See, just as I thought.
待ちやがれ。犯人に気づいただと？
Hold on, you know who the killer is?
それって本当なんですか？
Like, Peko, I've been concerned about being wet for quite a while. I assumed that she had washed the blood off when she said that she went for that swim. And then as soon as I saw the water bottle stuff a while ago, I was like, ah, fuck. I really, really wanted it to be Mikan. Because I don't understand, like, how Peko relates to any of this. It wasn't part of the game. I don't understand how the mask relates to any of this. Like, there's just so much that doesn't make sense about this trial. No worries, I'm hoping that we'll find it out as it goes.
そうか。それは誰を指しているのだ。
Let me ask, who might that be? If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, it must be that person. I don't want it to be you.
お前しかいない。ペコ山。お前なのか。
Peko, is it you?
ちょっと、何黙ってんの？犯人じゃないかって疑われてんだよ。
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
ではとりあえず聞いておこうか。なぜ私が犯人だと思うのだ？
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe that I'm the killer?
海水浴の待ち合わせの時、ダイナーに来たお前の姿を思い出したんだ。
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner. This is just an excuse to flash back to a titty shot. And there we go. Hajime and Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
犯人がペットボトルの水で全身を洗い流したなら、そいつは濡れてなきゃおかしい。
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. You know, because towels don't exist, right?
ビーチハウスには
Okay,
タオル類が置いてなかったし、水を完全に乾燥させるにも時間がかかるからな。
But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry.
お前はそれをごまかすために、人泳ぎしてきたなんて言ったんじゃないのか。
So you said you went swimming, so you'd have a cover story.
黙ってねえで何とか言えよ。
Don't just stay silent. Say something.
ちょっと待てやこら。
Hold on, you bastard.
てめえらはそいつをダイナーで見ただけで、ビーチハウスから来たのを見たわけじゃねえんだろ。
You saw her at the diner. You never saw her near the beach house, right?
だったら本当に泳いでただけかもしれねえだろ。
So maybe she really was swimming.
泳いでるのを見たやつだっていねえじゃねえか。
No one even saw her swimming.
いや、俺が見てるぞ。
No, I saw her.
Huh?
That's interesting, Fuyuhiko, because you said that you went back to your cabin and you didn't see anyone.
俺はてめえらとダイナーで会った後、ホテルに帰る途中でそいつとすれ違ったんだ。
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home.
だからそいつは間違いなくビーチハウスとは逆の方向からダイナーに来たはずだ。
So there's no doubt she would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
待てよ、それはおかしいだろ。さっきお前は言ってたじゃないか。
Hold on, that's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier? It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time. I really gotta, for Danganronpa 3, I need to set up an incrementing counter button that will come up on the screen. So every time there's a flashback, I can press something on my stream deck and have it increment so that we can actually count how many flashbacks are in the game.
お前は誰とも会ってないって言ったはずだ。忘れたなんて言わせないぞ。
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
まだだ。まだその女が犯人だって決めるのは早いぞ。
Not so fast. It's too soon to decide that she's the killer.
犯人がどうやってビーチハウスから出たのかがはっきりしてねえじゃねえか。
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house. It'd actually be super simple to program too. I'm pretty sure that it already exists. I think that there's a thing through the Elgato store to get it for the Stream Deck. The key thing is, like, I believe that it opens up a text file, changes the document, and has that as like a source and makes it viewable and then makes it unviewable after a certain amount of time. I need to look into it more. The only counter that I have right now is the wrong button one, which doesn't appear on screen. It just like increments actually like in the chat. It's not stored anywhere else. We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house.
そういえばそうでしたね。
Now that you mention it, you're right.
道路側のドアは塞がれてるし、ビーチ側の方は足跡が残るから無理となれば。
The roadside door was blocked, and if it's impossible to leave from the beach side without leaving footprints,
じゃあ犯人はどこからどうやって出たっつんだ。
then how the fuck did the killer escape?
どうして冬彦ちゃんがムキになってるんすか？疑われているのはペコちゃんなんすよ。
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
いいから答えろ。答えられるもんなら答えてみやがれ。
Who cares about that? Answer me. If you have an explanation, then show me what you got.
答えられるかもしれないよ。
We might have an answer.
本当にわかるというのか？今までずっとわからなかった謎なんだぞ。
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
でもね、ペコ山さんが犯人だと仮定すると、その謎の答えも見えてきそうな気がするんだ。
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have it answered that mystery.
そうか。
I see.
ならば聞かせてもらおうか。ビーチハウスから出た方法とやらをな。
Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
じゃあ、まずは犯人がどこから出たのかをはっきりさせようか。
First, let's establish how the killer escaped. So the window, and I'm guessing maybe some sort of rope tied around her sword to use to get leverage to climb up there. The killer's escape route. I might know what it was. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening. The small window in the shower room.
そうか。道路側の出入り口もビーチ側の出入り口も無理なら、他に考えられるのは。
If the roadside and the beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... I love Chiaki, your voice is music to my ears. No worries, no worries.
シャワールームの小窓以外にないはずだ。
Well, nothing really, except that small window in the shower room.
あの窓の高さを知らねえのかよ。ペコ山に届くような高さじゃねえんだよ。
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
でも例えば誰かに手伝ってもらえば。
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
肩車でもしたら届くかもしんねえけど、手伝った方が取り残されちまうぞ。
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
何か道具を使った可能性はありませんか？例えばロープのようなものとか。
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
で、使った後の道具はどうすんだ。外に捨てたとか間抜けなこと言うんじゃねえだろな。
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside. I'm thinking, like, is this the tie on Peko's, like, sword case? Of course not. That would violate the school trip rule. Littering is not allowed. Let us coexist in this with this island's beautiful nature, our bountiful nature, and mutual prosperity.
ポイ捨ては禁止。たとえ証拠品であってもそれは同じっすね。
Littering is prohibited, even if it might be evidence. Rules are still rules.
ほら見ろ。やっぱあの窓からは出られねえんだよ。
You see, there's no way that they'd be able to escape from that window.
道具を使えばいいんだよ。
No, they just have to use an object.
千秋ちゃん、寝てちゃダメっすよ。道具は使えないって今言ったばっかじゃないですか。
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us. We just said that they couldn't use an object.
道具を使えないって話だったっけ？道具を処分できないって話じゃなかった？
You did? I thought you were saying that they couldn't dispose of an object.
そっか、別に処分なんかしなくてもずっと隠して持ってればいいんですよ。
I see. You don't have to throw it away if you could just hide it somewhere on your body.
はあ、ペコ山お姉は水着なんだよ。隠すってどこに隠すの？
Huh? Peko was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? Again, she had her sword in her sword case.
女の特別な場所とか言ったらお前にぶっ込むぞ。
I swear to God, this game.
嫌です。何もしないでください。
No, please don't be violent. Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be spelling. And I also don't remember how to do this when it's changed. We have to, like... Letter explosion? Catch and release explode letter. Okay. We can at least, like, make some bigger ones. I don't know what I'm supposed to be spelling. Okay. No. None of these seem to go. What the fuck goes after a B? And that is not an O. You're not giving me any letters that are helpful. Oh, bamboo? Bamboo sword? There we go. Can I have another B, please? For the love of Christ, can you give me letters that actually are helpful? Ah, I pressed the wrong button there, god damn it. I finally get it, and I do that. There. Now you give me all the Bs when I don't want them. Oh, shit. Wrong button. God damn it. Oh, I meant to destroy that one. There we go. Oops. God damn it. I really don't care about these hitting each other. I do care about that one. And this one. God damn. Fuck all y'all. You guys can hit each other all you want. I'm done with trying to, like, save them and build them up and stuff. They only seem to give me, like, the fucking letters from things that I've already done. It's just not as timely as in the first game. There. Big stretch. Ow. Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it on then too. Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword. Are you saying that she used the bamboo sword to escape through the window? Yeah, Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window. I really hope they show a picture of how, because I cannot picture this. A sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it. I knew it was a ninja. Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily. Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool. I cannot imagine the tip of that not sliding. Like, this is a bamboo sword on a tile floor. Wow, just like a Japanese ninja. Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan. Unless you're reading a fantasy novel. It is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb. Well, Peko, do you have anything to say? Now then, the time has come once again for the panic talk action. This is the rhythm game, right? Yeah, okay. Fever time and nega time, the things that I never used during the first game. From this point on, you'll be able to use fever time by pressing the right button during the right bumper during PTA. When fever time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to its max. But that's not all. You won't miss during fever time either. By pressing the B button where applicable, you can destroy your opponent's verbal assaults. But only until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, you're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called nega time that your opponent can use too. If your opponent activates nega time, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit difficult to press the buttons in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm, not with your eyes, but with your ears, and with your passionate heart. I can't time it with my ears. I find that this rhythm game is absolutely terrible. As a bit of a rhythm game aficionado, it does not go to the beat in this. You have to use your eyes. If you can't clear it, you can also always change the difficulty setting. I'm not going to tell them that they have to redo the class trial for that chapter. If they do that, oh god. Well then, good luck and have fun. Hold on a sec, you bastard. You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass. Fuyuhiko, why do you even care? Was Pekko's family part of his, Yakuza group? Is Pekko actually secretly a sister of his or something? I think you can counter their super with your own. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up and answer me. If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me. If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind. Fuyuhiko, why are you... Rhythm game! God damn! I'm totally gonna fail this. Thank you for freezing, game. Is this not working at all? What am I fucking doing wrong? What am I doing wrong here? I am pressing the A button to lock on an attack, and then I'm trying to... Okay, so I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm pressing Y to try to shoot at it. Reload final strike with X. What the fuck? Why is there not even... Just A? I don't have to... Okay. Because I was getting the feeling that, I'm pressing A and things are, timing out and exploding. I need to press, lock on and attack. Okay. Yeah. Ah, fucking mechanics in this game. Yeah, there are a few reasons why someone would. He likes her. Who doesn't? Oh, fuck. Well, I fucked that up. Because I pressed the first one that I saw, which was not the correct one. There. like, I highly recommend that the creators of this game
にした市内を回収する方法ならあるぞ。
actually play a rhythm
市
game
内を入れてある市内袋を使うんだ。
and learn what the fuck rhythm is. Because it is a terrible rhythm game. If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it using her sword bag. Yeah, like, I honestly think that I might, like, between trials, focus on buying abilities to help the panic talk action, because it is so bad. Like, it is not on beat at all. Like, it is rough. If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag.
壁に立てかけた市内を踏み台にするとき、その市内に市内袋を結んでおいて。
When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword bag to it. There's Danganronpa skins in music and Necrodancer? Like modded? Interesting.
そのまま窓までよじ登った後に市内袋を手繰り寄せれば。
Base game. I've never noticed that, but admittedly, I don't really mess around with, like, the skins and the music tracks in the game. And when I was kind of messing around with some of those settings, I probably wouldn't have recognized the skins or the music. After she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up towards her,
市内を回収することができるんだ。
she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
なるほど。市内だけじゃなく市内袋まで脱出のために使ったんだね。
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape. The only mod I have makes Arya look like how she appears in the cutscenes. Cute.
おわりさんは忍者みたいって言ってたけど、そんな安っぽいもんじゃないよ。
Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that.
常に市内を携帯するペコ山さんだからこその離れ技。超高校級の剣道家にふさわしい方法って言えるよね。
Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat, an escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
だからこそ残念だよ。僕に協力させてくれれば、もっと素敵な計画になったかもしれないのにな。
Yeah, even so, how disappointing. If only you'd let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan. You just back off.
本当なんですか？本当にペコ山さんが小泉さんを。
Is that true? Did you really kill Mahiru?
ちょっと待てよ。おめえらは憶測で物を語ってるだけじゃねえか。
Hold on, you're just making assumptions.
証拠がねえだろ。証拠がなけりゃ俺は認めねえぞ。
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof.
分かったか、クラ。
Got it, you bastard. It's fine.
もういいと言ったのだ。これ以上は何を言ったところで。
I said it's
ただの
fine.
悪あがきだ。
Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility. She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted to it so freely.
花は桜木、人は武士といったところか。その潔さだけは認めてやろう。
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least.
よし、貴様が認めるならそれで終わりだ。それでは投票タイムを始めよう。
Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
そうだな。さっさと始めてくれ。
I mean, historically, when somebody calmly admits it, it's never them, right? Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
あ、ちょっと待って。その前に一つだけ確認させて。
It's Lupus! It's not Peko! Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
投票タイムの後ではダメなのか？
Can't it wait until after the voting?
それにも関わる大事な話なんだよね。
That's what I've been saying!
ペコ山さんの動機についてだよ。
This is important and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive. Peko isn't one of the people in the game. And we know that the game is the motive. So, like, why the fuck would Peko kill Mahiru? The only thing I can think of is that Peko is, like I said, secretly somehow related to Fuyuhiko. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense at all. My motive.
結局あなたはトワイライトシンドローム殺人事件とは無関係だったよね。
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right?
だったらさ、どうして小泉さんを殺しちゃったの？
Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
そんなことか。そうだな。その質問に答えるとしたら。
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question,
我が大義のためとなるのかな。
I must say it was for the sake of justice. Yes, talk about like sparkle justice, whatever bullshit. The mask. What is going on there? Huh?
大義
Justice.
この世の正義を守るため。
Ooh. Yep. Nope. Peko did it. That is not an expression that they would make for someone who wasn't the killer. In order to protect the justice of this world. Ai Tosegi no, she is Sparkle Justice, or whatever the fuck the name was. Yeah, you think of Justice, the Robo Justice. I always think Sailor Moon. And she is the voice actress for Sailor Moon. Huh?
私はたかが支援ごときで自分の手を汚したりはしない。
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. And we're going to take a second here and we're going to take a look at her report card because we maxed her out. And I feel like she was talking about someone. But she was mostly talking about a boy, wasn't she? A boy that was her childhood friend that she's in love with? Maybe Fuyuhiko? No, it doesn't say anything in her info. I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges.
私が人を殺す理由はただ一つ。
There's only one reason I kill.
正義を守るためだ。
For the sake of protecting justice.
お前さん、何を言っとるんじゃ?
You... What are you saying?
正義こそが人間を人間たらしめる秩序。 人間が誇るべき美徳。
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that humans should be proud of.
正義は永遠の太陽であり、不滅の月である。幸せを守る父であり、優しく微笑む母である。
Justice is the eternal sun, and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
もしもし、ヨコちゃん、どうしちゃったんすか?
Hello, Earth to Peko?
正義がこの世から消えるようなことがあれば。
If justice ever disappeared from this world,
たちまち世界は凍りつき、人々からは微笑みが消えてしまうだろう。
the world would immediately freeze, and people's smiles would vanish. I don't know, we seem to be living in a pretty justice-free timeline. And the world hasn't frozen yet. In fact, it's a little bit of the opposite.
そうさせない。
I will not allow that.
もういい。もうやめろ。
It's fine. Just stop it.
正義は絶えずに我らの頭上に輝き、我らを導く存在でなければならないのだ。
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
やめろって言ってんだろうが。
I'm telling you to stop it.
だから私は戦う。正義を守るために戦い続けるのだ。
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
これはまさか。
This is... Could she be?
輝く正義を仮面に浴びて、醜き悪の五臓六腑をぶちさらす。
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
正義完了。
Justice complete! She's got the tiara and everything. Like, they're really leaning into the Sailor Moon references here.
正義で貫く正義のど真ん中、闇夜に輝く土正義一番星。
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice shines in the night sky. Yeah, and she's lost it. So.
というので、キラキラちゃんとは私のことだ。
That would be me. Sparkling justice.
正義を執行しようか。
Now then, let's execute justice. Why are they doing these cow emojis? What the fuck? Peko, what are you doing?
私はキラキラちゃん。
I am sparkling justice.
キラキラと輝く正義のもと、正義を振りかざしにやってきたのだ。
In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
何これ、うすら寒くて付き合えないよ。
What's going on? What's this chill?
ペコちゃんが普通しちゃった。
Peko finally snapped.
皆さん気をつけてください。
Everyone, please be careful.
キラキラちゃんは正義の味方を自称するシリアルキラーなのです。
Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice.
古今東西のさまざまなヒーローものの覆面をかぶって犯罪者を殺しまくる殺人鬼のはず。
Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
なんですけど、あれ？
She's supposed to be, but... Huh?
正義の味方。それでお面をかぶってんのか。
Sonia has noticed something that's wrong here. At least Peko isn't frothing at the mouth, true. An ally of justice. So that's why you're wearing a mask?
これは線引きのようなものだ。
This mask is the dividing line.
あらゆる偶像崇拝がそうであるように、太陽は手が届かないからこそ尊い。
Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp.
ならば、正義もそうあるべきだ。
Justice should also be the same. Are you saying that justice should lie just beyond your grasp? What?
よくわからんが、こいつはどえれえことになっちまったの。
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy. Yeah, this is a lot. What? What the heck is this? Peko is the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
これは驚きの超展開ですよ。
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events.
グースかグー。
Monokuma is not impressed.
ちょっと寝てる場合じゃないですって。
Hey, now is not the time for you to be sleeping.
ほら、殺人鬼ですよ。
Look, it's a killer.
グースかグー。またかよ。
This again.
え、寝言？
Sleep talking.
で、さっきの質問の答えは？あなたはどうして小泉さんを殺しちゃったの？
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
この世界は正義の光で満たされてなければならない。そこに一切の影も許してはならないのだ。
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow.
悪、即、残、殺。
Evil must be eliminated immediately.
どんな状況であろうとも、悪を見過ごすわけにはいかない。
No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
まさか小泉お姉のこと？
Evil? Are you saying that Mahiru is...
それを知ってたってことは、君もあのゲームをプレイしたんだね。
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
おかげでドブネズミのようにコソコソと隠れていた人殺しの共犯者を見つけることができた。
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
では、お前さんが小泉を殺した理由というのは？
So it wasn't anything personal at all. She just killed Mahiru because she knew Mahiru was involved in a murder. Then the reason you killed Mahiru was...
無論正義を守るためだ。
To protect justice, of course. She's even doing the fucking Sailor Moon hand stuff.
正義を守るために私が無慈悲な剣となり、
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword.
そして 正義を執行したのだ。
And executed justice. Why a pig face? Why the little piggy face? That's like the fucking Denko. If anybody's familiar with that fucking train wreck. If you haven't, it is a wild ride of a read. Peko, stop with your delusions. And the cow emojis, exactly, yeah.
やばい。わかりやすいぐらいにベタなサイコパスじゃないですか。
Holy crap. She's such a stereotypical psychopath. She's so gross.
ペコ山、それがお前の本性なのか。
Peko, is this your true identity?
本性？
My true identity?
自分が何者かなどとっくに忘れたさ。
I've already forgotten who I am.
私にはそれだけの覚悟があるということだ。最も大切なものを守るために大切なものを捨てる覚悟がな。
It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important.
この世を正義でキラキラと照らすことができるのなら、私は何者にでもなろう。
I'm willing to become anyone to shower this world with justice.
もう限界だ。こんな茶番劇さっさと終わらせるぞ。
I can't stand this anymore. Let's just end this farce already. End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer... In the end, there's no mistake, it was Peko all along.
この事件をもう一度最初から振り返って、それで終わりにさせるぞ。
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really disappointed by this one. Like, I feel that this is really stupid. It seems that Hiyoko made a promise with someone. I mean, like, Mahiru met Hiyoko. They were talking. Was she eating candy there? Okay, this one goes here. This one goes here. Nope. Shit, we are so close to death too because of the earlier in the battle. What did the killer leave next to the body? None of these. Okay. Time to wash off the blood. Where should I hide? In the closet after Hiyoko ran away. To retrieve the bamboo sword, I must do this. Nope, damn it. Fuck, that might have killed us. Yeah, that killed us. Yeah, let's keep going. I was really afraid of accidentally selecting the wrong thing there while I was talking. Mahiru looks so cute comic style, she does. It's kind of concerning how the ultimate swordsman uses a baseball bat and the ultimate baseball star used a knife, yeah. Okay, so... was this one. Order to lure out. 2 letters forged. I don't think we have anything for that yet. Time to wash off the blood. Is this... There we go. I have a feeling, yeah, the footsteps. Yeah, Hiyoko left a big piece of evidence. There, clear out those ones. The thing that kind of irritates me is that we don't have all of the answers at one time, like in the first game. I don't mind there being like red herrings in there. I just want to be able to start at the beginning and work my way through. Okay, so Mikan arrives at the beach house. The killer went inside the surfboard case. The killer takes the bamboo sword to the sword bag. Highs. Hiyoko wakes up. So nothing early on. Okay, wash off. Where should I hide? Surfboard case. Then Hiyoko wakes up. Sees the body, runs out, leaves the evidence. The killer gets out of the surfboard case. Killer takes the bamboo sword out of the bag. I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. Hiyoko is put to sleep by the killer. I think that this is actually going to be one. Except for, like, it's identical to that. I don't feel like that's actually going to be it. First one to arrive at the beach house was Hiyoko. Hiyoko arrives at the beach house. Okay. I feel like the gummy is going to be a thing. A mask. Afterwards. In the closet after Hiyoko ran away, the killer dropped the gummy. Oh, there's not a lot left there at the end. Okay. What do we have left? Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there. I feel like we need the mask or the bat to be there, left next to the body. We need, like, Mahiru for that. Maybe eating the candy? Chiaki comic. I have 850 pins saved for on Pinterest. Jesus. Yeah, you were laughing when I was saying you hope it wouldn't be Peko. I know. I do love a villain, though. Next one to arrive at the beach house was Mahiru. The mask was next, or left next to the body. There we go.
事件の始まりは今朝のことだ。小泉が西園寺に声をかけたところからだった。
The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hiyoko.
きっと小泉は動機として与えられたトワイライトシンドローム殺人事件をプレイして。
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive.
自分と同じようにゲームの登場人物だった誰かにその内容について相談したかったんだろう。
She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character.
そして西園寺は小泉の誘いに応じ、二人は後でゆっくり話をする約束を交わした。
Hiyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later.
だけど、そんな二人の約束を聞いていた人物がいた。
However,
そいつこそが今回の事件の犯人なんだよ。
someone else overheard their exchange, the killer.
二人の会話を盗み聞いた犯人は、その約束を利用したある殺人計画を思いついた。
The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan.
あるものを用意することで、二人の行動を操ろうと企んだんだ。
By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions.
それは手紙だ。小泉と西園寺のそれぞれに偽物の手紙を送ったんだ。
That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hiyoko.
小泉には14時30分にビーチハウスへ来てほしいという内容の手紙を送り、
The letter Mahito received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30.
一方の西園寺には14時ちょうどにビーチハウスへ来てほしいという内容の手紙を送った。
And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m.
そうやって約束の時間を別々にすることで2人をバラバラにビーチハウスへとおびき出したんだ。
By providing them different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately.
その手紙にまんまと騙された西園寺は手紙通りに14時にビーチハウスを訪れ、
Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said.
そこで待ち構えていた犯人によって眠らされてしまったんだ。
And was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait.
西園寺を眠らせた犯人はすぐに彼女をクローゼットの中に隠した。
After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside a closet,
後で彼女を犯人に仕立て上げるためにだ。
so they could frame her as the killer later.
そしてそのまま14時30分になると今度は小泉がビーチハウスを訪れた。
At 2:30 p.m., Mahito arrived at the beach house.
自分が殺人の標的として狙われているとも知らずにな。
She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for a murder.
そんな無防備な小泉に背後から近づいた犯人はある凶器を構えた。
Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahito with a specific weapon,
あの現場に残ってた金属バットだ。
the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime.
金属バットは小泉の後頭部に振り下ろされ、そこで小泉は息絶えた。
The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahito's head, and with that, she took her last breath.
積み木の検視によると小泉は即死だったらしいから犯人が誰かもわからないまま殺されたんだろうな。
According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahito died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her.
こうして小泉を殺すという目的を達成した犯人はそこから現場の偽装工作を開始したんだ。
With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahito and began to tamper with the crime scene.
まず小泉の死体を引きずって移動させ、その死体で道路側のドアを封鎖してしまった。
They dragged Mahito's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road.
それと現場に落ちていた仮面もそこで犯人が自ら残したものなんだろうな。
Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left.
理由はわからないけど犯行声明みたいなものなのかもしれない。
I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. It's the Wet Bandits!
俺たちが死体を発見した時の状況はこうやって作られたんだ。
That's how the crime scene we discovered was created.
だけど小泉の死体を動かしたせいで犯人はその返り血を体に付着させてしまった。
However, by moving Mahito's body, the killer got blood splatter on them.
しかもシャワールームは故障中で水が出ないからそれを洗い流すこともできない。
Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off.
でもそんなことは犯人の想定内だった。
But the killer expected something like that to happen.
犯人は自分の体の血を洗い流すためにシャワー以外の別のものを使ったんだ。
Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body.
ビーチハウスの冷蔵庫にあったペットボトルの水だ。
They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator.
おそらく一連の犯行に及ぶ前からシャワールームにそれを運んでおいたんだろうな。
We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened.
犯人は水の出ないシャワーの代わりにそれで自分の体に付着した血を洗い流したんだ。
In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with the water bottles instead.
ただ空になったペットボトルだけはビーチハウスのゴミ箱に捨てるしかなかったんだろう。
However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can.
屋外に物を捨てるのは禁止だし別の場所に運ぶのは時間がかかるからな。
Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else.
そうやって血を洗い流した犯人は西園寺がいるクローゼットのある場所に隠れたんだ。
After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in.
犯人はあらかじめ空にしておいたサーフボードケースの中に隠れたんだよ。
The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand.
そしてそのまま時間が経つと睡眠薬の効果が切れた西園寺が目を覚ました。
After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off and she woke up.
クローゼットから出てきた西園寺はかなり動揺したはずだ。
I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. You know, I'm just realizing there is still a fucking inconsistency with this. Who's the third person who saw the body? It said that the killer didn't count, but we haven't seen a single thing yet that explains who the third person was that saw this body.
会う約束をしていたはずの小泉がなぜか目の前で死んでたんだからな。
I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who now lay dead right in front of her.
西園寺はそのショックと自分が疑われるかもしれないという焦りから
From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect,
慌ててビーチハウスを飛び出してしまったんだ。
Hiyoko fled from the beach house.
そのせいで西園寺は砂浜に足跡を残してしまったんだ。すべては西園寺をはめるための犯人の罠だったんだよ。
Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. Monokuma might just be playing. Other than the 16th student trial in the first game, Monokuma has been very much a stickler of following the rules. Like, I hesitate to doubt him in this way.
そして西園寺が立ち去った後、犯人はようやくサーフボードケースから出てくると
After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case.
西園寺にさらなる疑惑を向けるため事前に準備していたグミを置いたんだ。
And placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion towards Hiyoko.
もっとも結果的にはそれが西園寺の疑惑を晴らす手助けになるんだけどな。
Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion towards her.
そして最後に犯人はビーチハウスからの脱出に取り掛かった。
Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house.
もちろんビーチから出て足跡を残すわけにはいかないから犯人は別のルートでビーチハウスから脱出したんだ。
They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route.
それはシャワールームの小窓だ。
The small window in the shower room.
ただ小窓は高い位置にあるから普通じゃ届かない。
However,
そこ
that
で犯人はある意外な道具を使ったんだ。
window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used
犯人がいつも身につけていた竹刀だ。
the bamboo sword they always carry with them.
犯人はその竹刀の柄に竹刀を入れていた袋を結びつけ
The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle,
そして竹刀袋を片手に持ったまま竹刀を踏み台にして小窓に飛び移ったんだ。
and then used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window, while holding the sword bag in their hand.
そうやって外に出ることができればあとは竹刀袋を引っ張って竹刀を回収するだけだ。
As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull up the bag to retrieve the sword.
こうしてビーチハウスを後にした犯人は何食わぬ顔で俺たちの前に現れた。
And so the killer left the beach house and reappeared before us as if nothing had happened.
だけど濡れた髪と水着はすぐには乾かない。それを拭くタオルもビーチハウスにはなかった。
But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house.
だから犯人は言い訳のために俺たちにこう言ったんだ。
So,
人泳ぎしてきた後だって。
so when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse.
どうだ、これがお前が起こした事件の真相だ。そうだよな、ペコ山ペコ。
So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekuyama?
なるほどな。
I see. Yay, we can save now! I'm like, oh, this is getting close, and they weren't letting me save for the last at least 20 minutes. I couldn't save.
で、それがどうしたのだ？
And what of it?
へっちゃらかよ。
She's like totally cool with it.
私には何もやましいことなどないからな。
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
何言ってん
のさ、小泉お姉を殺した分際で。
What are you saying? You killed Nahiru.
違う。私は正義の名のもとに悪を成敗しただけだ。
Wrong. I punished evil in the name of justice. Like, I enjoy a good cow emoji as much as the next person. You know, like, you really can't express yourself the same way that you can with, like, the table flipping one. You know? But still, not every sentence needs one.
断罪される理由などどこにもない。
There's no reason to condemn me.
もういいよ。さっさと投票を終わらせて、この天然ド変態女をぶっ殺しちゃおうよ。
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
殺されるわけがない。
There's no way you can kill me.
正義は決して殺されはしないぞ。それはお前たちにもよくわかっているはずだ。
Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
何を言っている？
What are you saying?
いいか？最も大切なものを守るためには大切なものを捨てる覚悟が必要なのだ。
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important.
わかったか？
Understand?
わかりません。何もわかりません。
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
では担当直入に言おう。お前たちには正義を執行してもらう。
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. Well, if you're gonna kill me, you need to pick a new sparkling justice?
私という正義を生き延びさせるために自分の命を諦めるのだ。
Nope, she's just making a bid to let everyone just fucking die and not actually vote for her. Got it. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives. Yeah, I'm sure they'll agree to that.
本気で言ってるのか？
Are you serious?
本気どころか正義だ。
It's not serious. It's justice. Colin, welcome in. Best girl, unfortunately, is about to go bye-bye. And we're definitely not going to be able to get through this by the time that this stream ends. Like, it's going to be another thing left on a cliffhanger where the payoff, the execution, is going to be in the next stream, I'm sure.
ここで私が倒れたら誰がこの世の悪を取り締まるというのだ。
If I fall here, who'll combat the evils of this world?
さあ、自分の中にある正義の心に従うのだ。そして正義を守るために私を救え。
Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice.
とっとと正義を執行しろ。
Hurry and carry on justice.
ふざけんな。誰がおめえなんかのために死ぬか。
Give me a break. Who's gonna die for you? We're also just gonna save again. I know we just saved, but we gotta do this a lot right now.
ここでペコちゃんを見逃したら、伊吹たちが皆殺しにされちゃうじゃないですか。
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed.
偉大なる正義のためであれば、多少の犠牲はやむを得まい。
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable. Yeah, Peko, I don't think that you're gonna win this pitch. Exactly. She's like, sacrifice yourself for me so I can go on killing evil people. Yeah, I don't think a single person is gonna buy into that. A few sacrifices? That's...
安心しろ。お前たちが命を賭して守った正義は決して無駄にはしないぞ。
Don't worry, the justice you gave your life to protect will never go to waste.
もう付き合ってらんないよ。早く投票して処刑しちゃおうってば。
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
ですけど、その前に。
However, before we do that, I felt like Sonia noticed something wrong earlier. She seemed to feel that, like, something that was said didn't match up to her knowledge of sparkling justice.
monokumaよ。投票じゃ。
Is this another fake out?
さっさと投票させんかい。
Because to me, like, Sonia's reaction to one thing is something that's still outstanding. And also, why is Fuyuhiko so involved in all of this? Is it just that he had a crush on Peko? There's still some stuff that feels weird here. How would Sonia know about Sparkling Justice? She's obsessed with true crime and serial killers and stuff. She'd read articles about it and had told us about it before. I'm awake. He finally woke up.
話は聞かせてもらった。いや、聞いてなかったけど別にいいや。
I've heard your story. Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares?
では、お前らはお手元のスイッチを押して投票してください。
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote.
投票の結果、プロとなるのは誰か。その答えは正解なのか不正解なのか。
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Yeah, they're making the case that Peko has been Sparkling Justice all along, that she is actually a serial killer and has always been. Such heart-pounding excitement. Pardon me, can we please have a little more time? Please let us continue our discussion. I mean, like I said, Sonia seemed to notice something earlier that didn't mesh with her knowledge of Sparkling Justice.
話し合いを続けるって、でも投票は終わっちゃいましたよ。
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over? I mean, it's not Sonia's fault that you guys didn't listen to her and you were just like, yeah, fucking pull a lever. Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange. Huh? Strange. What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer. I really wish, like, these games are fairly on rails. You're either right or you're wrong. But I do wish that you could interpret evidence different ways in order to have people be the killer or not. Like, I wish that it was, like, kind of choose your own adventure-y a little bit, where there's, like, two... or, like, depending on the evidence that you choose and the way that you choose to refute things or agree with them, that it could shift who the killer actually is. So that way you could kind of go down different story paths with different people being alive at different times. I think that would be, like, really, really... It would be complicated, but it would be really cool. That is true. However... As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko really is Sparkling Justice. Am I right? That was actually the original concept, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that would have been nice. Like I said, I understand it would have been extremely, extremely difficult to do. Especially because you would have to write and record and do so many things in so many ways. So many redundancies, you know? In case you picked whatever. Huh? Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most. That makes her an enthusiast. Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, I feel like this is the good place to save, so that way on Friday when we come back to this game, hopefully we have a little bit of context about what the fuck was just going on.